Welcome to TelehealthFX Talk. Today, we are tackling the biggest head-to-head matchup in the weight loss world right now, Tirzepatide versus Semaglutide, Zepbound versus Wegovy. You have seen these names everywhere. You have heard people arguing about which one is better. And now we actually have head-to-head clinical trial data that answers this question directly. So we're going to break down how they work differently, what the data shows, and most importantly, how to figure out which one is right for you. If you're trying to decide between these two medications, the best thing you can do is work with a clinical team that offers both and helps you choose. Visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. They offer both semaglutide and tirzepatide, so your provider can recommend the right fit for your body and your goals.
I've been waiting to do this episode because there is so much confusion out there. People mix up the brand names, they don't understand why these two medications are different. So let's start at the foundation. Semaglutide and tirzepatide are both injectable medications used for weight loss, and they're both given as once-weekly injections. But they work through different mechanisms, and that difference matters.
Let's start with semaglutide. Brand names are Wegovy for weight loss and Ozempic for diabetes. Semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. That means it targets one specific pathway, the GLP-1 pathway. It mimics your body's natural GLP-1 hormone, which stimulates insulin release when blood sugar is high, slows down gastric emptying so you feel full longer, and signals your brain to reduce appetite. One key, one lock. And it's been incredibly effective. Semaglutide has been on the market longer, has more published long-term data, and has the strongest cardiovascular risk reduction evidence.
Now tirzepatide. Brand names are Zepbound for weight loss and Mounjaro for diabetes. Tirzepatide is a dual agonist. It targets two pathways instead of one. It activates both the GLP-1 receptor and a second receptor called GIP, which stands for glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide. GIP is another incretin hormone, and by activating both GLP-1 and GIP simultaneously, tirzepatide provides a more comprehensive metabolic effect. Think of it as two keys in two locks. The dual action may further enhance the insulin response, improve insulin sensitivity, and improve how your body handles fat metabolism.
And the big question everyone's been asking is, does that dual mechanism actually produce better results? And the answer, based on the clinical data, is yes. In 2025, the results of a trial called SURMOUNT-5 were published. This was a Phase 3b head-to-head clinical trial specifically designed to compare tirzepatide directly against semaglutide over 72 weeks in adults with obesity or overweight who did not have diabetes.
Let me walk through the numbers because they're striking. At the end of 72 weeks, participants on tirzepatide lost an average of 20.2% of their body weight. Participants on semaglutide lost an average of 13.7%. In real numbers, the tirzepatide group lost about 50 pounds on average, the semaglutide group lost about 33 pounds. That means tirzepatide produced 47% greater relative weight loss than semaglutide in this head-to-head comparison.
And it wasn't just weight. The tirzepatide group also showed larger reductions in waist circumference, 18.4 centimeters versus 13 centimeters for semaglutide, and numerically larger improvements in blood pressure, blood sugar, fasting insulin, triglycerides, and cholesterol. A higher percentage of tirzepatide patients hit the major weight loss milestones, 10% loss, 15%, 20%, and even 25% body weight loss.
So based purely on weight loss numbers, tirzepatide clearly outperformed semaglutide. But, and this is really important, that does not automatically mean tirzepatide is the right choice for every person. These are different tools, and the right one depends on your individual situation.
Exactly. So let's talk about who might be better suited for each one. Semaglutide might be the better choice if you want the medication with the longest track record and the most published data. It's been around longer, it's been studied extensively, and it has the most robust evidence for cardiovascular risk reduction. It's also the only one with an oral option. Oral Wegovy was approved in December 2025, so if you can't do injections, semaglutide gives you a pill option. And for many first-time GLP-1 users, starting with the most well-established medication makes a lot of clinical sense.
Tirzepatide might be the better choice if you're looking for maximum weight loss, if you have significant insulin resistance that could benefit from the dual mechanism, or if you've been on semaglutide and plateaued. Some patients start on semaglutide, get great initial results, but then hit a wall. Switching to tirzepatide can sometimes break through that plateau because of the additional GIP pathway activation.
And I want to be really clear about something. This is a clinical decision. It's not something you should decide based on a TikTok video or what your friend is taking. This is a conversation between you and a licensed provider who understands your medical history, your metabolic profile, your goals, and your tolerance. And one important safety note, these two medications should never be used together. You take one or the other, never both simultaneously.
In terms of side effects, the safety profiles are very similar. Both cause GI side effects, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation. These are generally mild to moderate and most common during dose escalation. Both carry the same boxed warning about thyroid C-cell tumors observed in animal studies, and both are contraindicated for anyone with a personal or family history of medullary thyroid carcinoma or MEN2 syndrome. So the side effect profile is not a major differentiator between them.
And this is where I want to highlight what makes TelehealthFX different from most telehealth platforms. A lot of companies out there only offer semaglutide or only offer tirzepatide. TelehealthFX offers both. That means when you go through their program, your provider isn't limited. They can evaluate your situation and recommend whichever medication is actually the best fit for you. They provide 24-hour provider review by real licensed clinicians, one-on-one onboarding support. And if you start on one and need to switch, they can facilitate that transition under proper clinical guidance. Plus, they offer NAD+ therapy and SURMOUNT-5 for comprehensive wellness, all with transparent pricing, no hidden membership fees, 2-day UPS shipping, and they're licensed in all 50 states. Visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. They offer both semaglutide and tirzepatide, so your provider can recommend the right fit for your body and your goals.
And I think that's the real takeaway from this episode. The question isn't which medication is better in absolute terms. The question is which medication is better for you. And the only way to answer that is with a provider who has access to both options and the clinical expertise to match you with the right one.
Perfectly said. If you're ready to explore whether semaglutide or tirzepatide is the right fit for your body and your goals, visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. Take the free qualification quiz, connect with a licensed provider, and get a personalized recommendation based on your medical history and your metabolic profile. Transparent pricing, no hidden fees, both medications available. That's TelehealthFX.com. And as always, everything on TelehealthFX Talk is for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice. These are prescription medications that require clinical evaluation. Please consult your healthcare provider to determine which medication is appropriate for your individual situation. Never use these medications together. Individual results vary. Thanks for listening. If this episode cleared up the tirzepatide versus semaglutide confusion, share it with someone who's been going back and forth trying to decide. We'll see you next time on TelehealthFX Talk.